Yeah, Wes, here's a look at Hurricane Ernesto right now with those maximum sustained winds at 75 miles per hour. It's just north of Puerto Rico and continuing to move through the Atlantic Ocean. Over the next several hours, still going to be a Category 1, but it's expected to strengthen, and by Thursday afternoon could strengthen into a Category 2 hurricane just before it possibly strengthens into a Category 3 as it heads towards Bermuda. So here are the headlines. As far as this system, we're not expecting any direct impacts from it here across Alabama or in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's good news for any of you who have plans to go down to the beach. But like I said, a Category 2 hurricane is possible as early as Thursday, but may even strengthen into a Category 3 as it continues to move north through the Atlantic Ocean. And major hurricane conditions are likely for Bermuda. So we'll continue to give you updates on that. But I actually want to toss to Lauren because Lauren is going to tell us more about why this system is developing as strong as it is.
Yeah, Tania. So, Ernesto came through, and thus far, up until really this afternoon, it had been a strong tropical storm. But I want to explain to you how just because you have the cone of uncertainty showing it going through a certain area, you have to think that impacts from a system extend well outside of the center. So you can see the track of Ernesto as it moved through the Virgin Islands, getting up into parts of the Leeward Islands, and then as it moved to the northwest, it came towards San Juan. And though technically it wasn't a hurricane when it moved through San Juan, they have still been getting flooding today because impacts extend well outside of the center. And this line we're seeing here of Ernesto's past history is just tracking the center line. The latest update from the National Hurricane Center shows that hurricane force winds with Ernesto actually extend 35 miles out from the center, up to 35 miles, and tropical storm force winds, that's 39 miles per hour or greater, can extend up to 175 miles outside of the center. So though technically it wasn't a hurricane when it came through, you can see Ernesto was a little lopsided. A lot of the energy and the thunderstorms associated with it, more of the heavy rain, was on that southeast side. And so that's what came through Puerto Rico and caused such devastating impacts. Well, we want to check out some of the damage across Puerto Rico. These images were sent in from Barranquitas. Triano Rivera sent this video in. You can see that rain whipping coming down, and then you can actually see trees that fell. This is also in Barranquitas in Puerto Rico. And then we also have this view as well from Nimsi Torrado of the same area. This is about in the middle of Puerto Rico, and this is a very mountainous terrain. So as you have this system coming through, not only are you having to deal with the strong winds that you're seeing, you're also having to deal with the fact that it's at a mountainous terrain. Those winds are going to be more elevated the higher up you go and stronger. So numerous flash flood warnings were issued across the island, and more than 700,000 people are still without power.